Hello, I'm back. I got a great video for you tonight. This is going to be Van Halen, Jamie's Cryin'. And honestly, I've never seen this video. My first exposure to Van Halen, well, they were on the radio a little bit, but not very much when I first got exposed to Van Halen, just a little bit. But this song, Jamie's Cryin', is on Van Halen 1, first song on the B side if you had an album. First song on the third track if you had an 8 track. It really only had a third channel. 8 tracks were, I don't know, I had 8 tracks. First song on the B side of the cassette. And just powerful, super powerful Van Halen was. And so the way that I ended up with Van Halen, we had something back then called Columbia House, where you ordered 12 albums for a penny. And then you were signed up for a subscription program where once a month they would send you an album based on your music choices, your preferences. And they would send you a catalog, and you'd order different things out of the catalog. They also had merchandise like concert type T-shirts and things like that. They weren't really the official like tour T-shirts usually, but maybe something with. I definitely got something with the Van Halen logo from there and some other things. So, anyways, Van Halen 1 was one of my 12 original choices. That I got. It had to have been 1980. I probably was 15 years old. Another one was Boston's first album. Van Halen or Led Zeppelin 4 was definitely part of that group. And I'm gonna have to think of some of the other ones that were in that first 12. But that was like my, base music, the beginning of my music collection. And by the way, I didn't get albums. I got 8 tracks. So at one point I had well over 108 tracks and carried them in like briefcases that had little slots for them, and I would carry those to the parties and things like that. You could play them in our cars and stuff like that. So anyways, this I've never seen this Jamie's Cryin' video. It says official music video. So yeah, I'm excited to see it. It's I don't even know when it was produced, but let's take a look. Oh yes, that's Alex Van Halen on drums. In the top, that's Michael Anthony. In the lower left, that's Eddie Van Halen. In the lower right, and here's David Lee Roth. Wow. So that's Michael Anthony right back here. And you can hear the high vocals, the high backing vocals that come from Michael Anthony. His voice is really amazing. He's a great bass player, but his voice is really amazing, and you really hear it in Jamie's Cryin'. Yeah, super cool. I'm noticing that guitar, Eddie's guitar. Now let's watch this a little bit further. Let's go back and listen to Michael Anthony. Wow.
Now Jamie wouldn't say alright. She knew he'd forget her. So they said good night. Oh, and now he's
So so let me show you the story on this guitar, if I can show it. Let's see if it'll play. My apologies. See if I can stop it here. There we go. So you see that Eddie has the black and white guitar. If you're familiar with Eddie Van Halen, you're familiar with his very famous red, black, and white guitar. And some people call it Frankenstrat because it is made from a Stratocaster type guitar body with a different guitar neck, Stratocaster. Stratocaster is made by Fender. And so anyways, he took different parts and put them together to build a guitar because he didn't have money for a guitar. And he painted it actually white or black and then put these stripes on it like this. And he used it that way as a black and white guitar for quite some time. There's actually a video of another guy. I don't have all the information. I don't have the name or anything, but this guy had a guitar very similar to what you see here, and Eddie modeled the guitar after him. He was a musician, a guitar player in L.A. Band, and Eddie saw him there and decorated his guitar that way. Later, he put additional stripes on it and used red bicycle spray paint and put that on as well. And then when he peeled that off, you had some red parts, and then you had the black and white striping that was already there that was showed through where the tape came off. And that black pick guard came off also eventually. So I believe that this very well could be the original guitar that then later he painted red, or this is a second version of that, and he's got the red one as well. But interesting to see the black and white version here, especially this early. This video has to be from, I'm going to say 77, 78, maybe 79, something like that. So yeah, cool.
Now Jamie's been in love before, and she knows what love is for. It should
Look at Alex, he's got fire extinguishers on his drum kit. He always had. I just didn't, it's unique to see them.
be a little more than one night She wants to send him a letter. Yeah. Just she's trying to make herself feel better. He said, give me a call sometime. But she knows what that'll get her.
So this is definitely a lip sync studio type video. It's set on a stage with lighting, obviously, but there's no crowd, and they're playing to a backing track. That was pretty common before. That was a pretty common way to produce a video, a promotional video, which this was before MTV that this video came out. So it's not fancy. Most videos that came out were either live videos or something like this. In one of the places that artists like this would play would be on American Bandstand with Dick Clark. If you're not familiar with, well, you might be familiar with Dick Clark from American Bandstand if you're older. You also might be familiar with Dick Clark from New Year's Eve. He always hosted that. And Dick Clark was a big person in the music industry and in television. And so he kind of made the rules. And one of the rules that he had was any performance on his shows, any show that he produced, was not going to be live. It's too complicated. It's too easy to make mistakes, or too easy for someone to, need a censor, let's say that, say the wrong thing. And so he just didn't mess with it. It was a lot faster, a lot easier to produce something that was lip synced. And so he would have acts like, Van Halen, the Bee Gees, all kinds of different acts would be on American Bandstand, and they would perform their songs to a backing track. And that's what this video is kind of representative of. What are you doing, Dave? So I think we're going to do a fade out here. Yeah, there we go. Interesting. Here's a video for You Really Got Me, which is also on the first album. And you can see that Eddie has the red guitar, red and white and black. And he might be wearing the same shirt. I don't know. So that's a possibility that there's more than one guitar at that point, a red one and a black and white one. But the red one came from the black and white one. So anyways, if you like the video, give me a thumbs up. You can give me a thumbs down if you want. If you want to see more of these, then follow me, and let me know your comments. Let me know your feedback. What was the first album that you ever got? Did you get it on 8-track? Did you get it on cassette? Did you get it on CDs? Or how did you get it? And tell me if you like David Lee Roth or Sammy Hagar better, if you're into that debate. So that's it. Thank you.